What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Crossroads. And in today's episode, let's discuss Coinbase, one of the world's biggest crypto exchanges, and the companies that it invested in, known as IXS and InvestaX. But before we get started, do me a quick favor and hit the like and subscribe button so that we can get the show started. All right, so many of you, I'm pretty darn sure that you guys are familiar with Coinbase, but you might not know about these two other companies known as IXS and InvestaX, which are big tokenization platforms that are connected with many companies and cryptocurrencies. But the reason that they are important to Coinbase and many other crypto exchanges and even banks is because these companies are fully compliant and are just at the cusp of joining the US market. And Coinbase might be one of those methods or one of those ways that these companies tap in with America. Now, let me show you guys proof that these companies were indeed invested in by Coinbase and other crypto exchanges. So let's go ahead and go to the InvestaX website. Now, as you guys can see, I highlighted Coinbase Ventures and Gate Ventures, right? And these are the ventures arms of Coinbase and Gate.io, and they invested in InvestaX. Now, let's go ahead and make our way to the IXS platform website. And as you guys can see, Coinbase invested in IXS, right? Now, before I get ahead of myself, if you're not familiar with IXS and InvestaX, then you should know that these two companies are sister companies, right? They work together and they actually share the same token, which is IXS, right? That's a ticker. So the IXS platform and InvestaX share the same utility token. Now, I show you guys that Coinbase invested in both companies, but now we're here at the IXS Finance website, and you see that two companies known as UOV and Signum Capital also invested in IXS. And if you're familiar with Velo Labs, then you know that these two capital firms also invested in Velo, right? So that's something that we'll cover in a future video because there might be a partnership between IXS and Velo Labs. Now, if you see the rectangle uh, surrounding the spice, that is a venture capitalist that invests in tokenization platforms and companies, right? So Spice VC invested into IXS Finance. Now we go to its sister company, InvestaX website. You'll notice that Spice VC also invested in InvestaX, right? So why does Spice matter in this video? Let me show you guys real quick because this is a future video that I'm going to make, but I just want to give you guys insights on in how well connected these two companies, InvestaX and IXS, are outside of Coinbase and other cryptocurrency exchanges. So now, Spice VC has a co-founder known as Carlos Domingo, right? And it tells you right here that he is a founder and general partner of Spice VC, but he is also a co-founder and CEO of Securitize, which we all know or now know that Securitize is working with BlackRock, right? So right here we know Spice VC invested in both IXS and InvestaX. But now let me take you guys back to the InvestaX website to show you guys that this CEO of Securitize actually partnered with InvestaX. So as you guys can see, InvestaX is showcasing its partners, and Securitize happens to be one of them. Now, if you guys don't know, I want to tell you that InvestaX is providing BlackRock backed bonds with the help of another company called Open Trade. So that's just me trying to illustrate to you guys that InvestaX and IXS have connections to companies that are working with BlackRock and are also offering BlackRock products. So that's pretty big to know because I mean IXS, the token, has a small market cap of about $22 million as of today, which is August 16, 2025. So I'm thinking for myself, it's not financial advice to anybody, but I'm thinking this is clearly an opportunity for me and my family, but it's also a risk, right? And that's what cryptocurrency is. It's a big risk that could also have big rewards. But now let's let's go back to the main topic at hand, and that is the Coinbase connection to IXS and InvestaX. So let me show you guys this article that was published by Fox 21 back in November 8th, 2023. And this article is titled InvestaX becomes the first licensed real world asset tokenization platform in Asia that is built on Base, right? And then the article details that InvestaX is licensed in Singapore to tokenize, and that it integrated in Base, the Base network, right? And then also that it's connected to the Coinbase infrastructure, which includes the Coinbase Prime Web3 wallet and Coinbase Prime. I know recently Coinbase had an update on its wallet, so I'm not too sure if the Prime Web3 wallet is still in existence, but we know that, whether there was an update or not, Coinbase invested in IXS and InvestaX, so I don't think that update will break up whatever connection they have. It just wouldn't make sense. Now, let's go to the InvestaX website where we can see that on November 16, 2023, it it published an article titled Unlocking the Future of Real World Asset Tokenization with InvestaX and Coinbase, right? And you can see that it's telling us that there was a recent integration with Coinbase Base Network and also the Coinbase wallet, and that Coinbase, has been an established company since 2012, and it's a key player in making digital assets accessible and secure worldwide, right? And then you can see that with the Base blockchain and the Coinbase wallet, they have about 245,000 ecosystem partners in at least 100 countries, right? And there's millions of users around the world. Now, this article was published in November 16, 2023. So it's been about maybe like about 2 years ago. So we know that these numbers have increased, right? Regarding the ecosystem partners and the countries and the actual users. So that's just something to know. And then if we skip over or we scroll down a little, you'll see that the title continues to state real world assets are emerging as a pivotal asset class, projected to reach a staggering $4 trillion by 2030. So that's 5 years from today. That's how big they expect the real world asset market to be worth. So that's a lot of money. And then it reads, our integration with Coinbase positions us uniquely to tap into this immense potential, which I think IXS and InvestaX, they have a huge opportunity to do so, given that they've been a company. InvestaX was established in 2015, but then it also pivoted to crypto blockchain in 2017, and they started stacking up licenses, like crazy. Like, to my knowledge, InvestaX has like 3 licenses, and IXS platform has 1 license, and these licenses allow them to, tokenize, distribute, and also issue real world assets and also hold custody of them, right? Which is why many crypto exchanges, banks, and other companies are looking to integrate with InvestaX and IXS because they are more of a compatibility layer allowing anybody to plug in and legally issue RWAs. But let's go ahead and make it to this clip that I took from this crypto channel known as FinTech Channel, where he interviews Julian Khan, the co-founder and CEO of IXS and InvestaX, and he'll be talking about the crypto, the Coinbase and the Base Network integration. So let's take a look.
Now it's like a couple of hundred corporates, XDC protocol, and InvestaX to help all these guys issue. So there'll be a massive surge of issuance for these guys. So that's just one example. We're also built on Base because Coinbase is an investor. Coinbase has 150 million wallets. Coinbase wants everyone to buy real world assets. They would love them to buy them on Base. They don't have to be, but they love them to buy them through Coinbase wallet, etc. And we're all integrated with that direction. So we do all of our integrations, based on sorry, got a couple of puppies that can't work out if they want to stay in the interview or not.
Okay.
So that's the protocols. Other groups are like distribution channels and partners. So we've got a couple of the leading cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. So we'll be announcing this soon. Now it's like.
All right, so you guys heard it for yourselves. That was Julian Khan, and he was telling us about the Coinbase partnership and integration to the Base network, and that many more crypto exchanges will be partnering and integrating with IXS and InvestaX. So that's good to know, right? That was posted in on December 12th, 2024. But if you guys were paying attention to the beginning of that clip, he actually mentioned that there is a connection, a partnership between IXS, InvestaX, Plug&Play, and XDC. So if you guys are interested in that connection, then feel free to check out my YouTube video on this partnership. And the reason I said IXS at the beginning, it's because that's the utility token for InvestaX, right? So don't get confused when I say IXS and InvestaX, when I get them mixed up, because they're really, that token is just it's intertwined with the two companies, InvestaX and the IXS platform. Now let's continue and find out why these crypto exchanges and banks are deciding to invest in and also partner with InvestaX and IXS. Let's take a look.
Cryptocurrency exchanges, most of them don't have licenses. The ones that do have licenses for cryptocurrency, right? All these assets are different. Cryptocurrency, stocks, commodities, etc. And that's why typically they have different licensing regimes. But the simple thing for people to understand is that, and why we went on public chains a long time ago, we knew that there would be a time, and hopefully we'd still be around, and we are, so that's lucky. But we knew there'd be a time when all the crypto exchanges went, we should sell our users more things. What else besides meme coins and crypto? RWA, natural progression. Oh, hang on. These are securities. We need licenses. We're going to have to sell them illegally. Many are doing that. That won't last forever. Or we've got to go get our own licensing. That'll take years. Or we have to buy them. There's not a lot out there, but so that's one other option. Or they work with a group like us. So who've done it all legally, compliantly, and can plug in as a B2B partner. So their users are buying and selling RWA, but it's legally, compliantly done through us. This is now happening. You can see Crypto.com buying broker-dealer licenses to sell RWA. Coinbase is building RWA exchange in Abu Dhabi. So this is a really exciting thing that's coming down the pipeline for the IXS community. We will be partnering up with more and more crypto exchanges. And then what does that mean? It means hundreds of millions of wallets and buyers that come to the table. So there's actually two very different worlds going on in the RWA space. Cryptocurrency.
All right, so basically the reason why these crypto exchanges and banks are choosing IXS and InvestaX is because they are compliant with regulatory restrictions and limitations, right? So cryptocurrency exchanges, they don't want to get sued by the SEC or their local governments. So they're gonna go the legal way, right? And that's why they're choosing to integrate with IXS and InvestaX, you know. And I know some companies have been illegally facilitating the trading of RWAs, but eventually, all those dollars that they made, you know, they're gonna come to a time where they're gonna face the repercussions of, you know, illegally selling RWAs. So what Coinbase, Crypto.com, and Gate.io, even Binance, what they're gonna do is they're gonna do it the legal way, and they're either gonna buy companies that already have licenses, or they're gonna integrate with companies that are legal, such as IXS and InvestaX. Now, if you guys like this video, then please do me a quick favor and hit the like and subscribe button. As you guys can see on the screen, we blew past 500 subscribers. We're like around 529, 530. So I just want to say I'm thankful for your support. You know, I enjoy making these videos, and I be on the lookout for the next IXS and InvestaX video that I'm making regarding its connections to Securitize, Spice, VC, and BlackRock. So shout out to Velo Steve over there on Twitter X, who happened to put me up on Spice VC, right? Because I didn't know what that company was doing, nor who it was connected to. So shout out to him, give him a follow. And guys, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Remember that God is good, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.